Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Friday the 19th December. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see yesterday we sold off some more from following on from Wednesday's sell-off. We continued through and we're pretty close to the previous lows now. Now at the moment, looking at the 4-hourly pattern, to me this is sort of a bear flag sort of situation, which could see some further downside. Now we could just run into some support in those prior lows, which has got a reasonable probability of that happening from where we're sitting now. The thing with today, though, I think we're going to see some pretty low volume and probably a very small ranging day. It is the sort of last main Friday before the Christmas holidays really starting proper. And I think for a lot of traders, they may be winding down, and certainly the volumes will change and the range will probably change as we run through today, tomorrow. So, today and certainly next week. Early part of next week, I don't think we'll see a lot of volatility at all, and I won't be doing these updates next week. I'm going to be probably off until around about the 5th then, in terms of the updates. Anyway, we'll see how it runs. But for now, looking like the potential for the euro dollar to break this trend line on the bottom here, the 60 minutes, it may just pip up and hit its daily pivot, which it hasn't done yet. But I would be looking at the lower side possibly for any opportunities to sell. If we break this level and break the pivot, well, we could run back up towards the 50. In which case I'd look for the opportunities possibly then if we start breaking into that way of getting long. But really in what I'm seeing here, I'm quite bearish on the euro at the moment. The pound dollar is just starting the bigger picture here. Once again, it's come back in range. One thing with the pound is it's marginally stronger in terms of, so that said, it did hit the double bottoms the previous day. Yesterday it managed to rally through. We now looks like we could be pushing up. In fact, this is quite different to the way the euro is working at the moment. This is a bit of conflict here because you've got the bull flag sort of sitting here, if anything, and it could push up further. So there's that chance of pushing up beyond. The one thing that's sort of spoiling the pattern is that we've got the daily pivot below us. So a break of these recent lows. This trend line I've drawn across here would see the potential for it to come down and catch that daily pivot. It's quite different to the euro at the moment, which I don't like. I prefer them in sync. Any push up to those previous highs, yesterday's highs there, may tie in with the 200 moving average. So if we continue to push up and move away from the pivot, well, I'm just going to be looking more on the long side. But for me, before I get into the long side, it's got to get past that 200 moving average. For the short side, well, I just need it to break this lower level and I'll be looking for shorts. So this cable, looking at dollar yen. Dollar yen bounced quite considerably, much more in line with the price in action in euro, really, in terms of its working inverted. Looking at what we've got here, really, well, it's more of a mess. You've got this sort of rising sort of wedge sort of pattern, which is not really too clear in terms of direction. It doesn't make life at all easy when it's doing that sort of thing, which leaves me to look at the AUDUSD, and well, maybe if we do get the break, I mean, here it's a bit of, if we get the break of this lower area, I don't think we quite caught the daily pivot, but regardless, if we do see a breakdown to the downside where it could be running back towards the 50, so past this trend line I've just drawn on here, maybe I'll be looking for shorts back towards that 50, but there's not massive targets sort of sitting here at the moment. If we continue in this route, well, at the moment I've got to be really looking for the long side at the moment. Okay, finally Australian dollar. yesterday inside bar, today will probably be much the same, an inside bar. Again, if I draw, oops, wrong tool. I'll be drawing with this, and I can draw plenty of trend lines and things on here, but it's just been putting in lower highs all the way through here. It's a very risky long trade, but if it was to start breaking up, it may run up for the 4-hourly 50. There's the potential there, but it's to me it seems risky, and I would, if anything, I'd rather be on the short side. So a break of this trend line, this hourly trend line I'm looking at here, would put me on the short side. There we go. There's an easier trend line to watch for the upside as well. So a break of that, look for the longs. I'd probably give those a miss. I think there's too much risk in the long side of the Australian dollar at the moment. It may get up to the 200 if there is a break of that area, and well, perhaps look at it then. But if it breaks this lower trend line, I'd rather be on the short side and just play it down. Either way, with all these markets, I think it's going to be a quiet one today. We have got very little news coming out today, so it's likely just to be really just drifting into technical analysis and, of course, Christmas lunches. So have a great one. I'll be back after Christmas. I'll wish you on this video a happy Christmas, and I'll be back in the new year. In the new year. Bye for now.